Hello, and welcome to Mess World, a podcast dedicated to discussing the highs and lows of pop culture every month. I'm Jessica DeFino, and I write the newsletter Flesh World.
And I'm Emily Kirkpatrick, and I write the newsletter I Heart Mess. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Holidays. It's like that weird in-between.
We're in the liminal space.
Emptiness between Christmas and New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to a week of just nothing.
Me too. I've also been channeling it into like insane cleaning behavior. I'm doing the classic turning of the year apartment overhaul. I descaled a coffee machine yesterday. That's how crazy we're getting.
What even is descaling? A coffee machine?
I don't know. It's something you're supposed to do semi-regularly that I've never done in my life, and I did yesterday. And much like, everything that's good for you, I hate to report my coffee tastes better.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You've inspired me.
It's so annoying. It's like
get home.
Yes, it's like working out and then feeling happier. It's one of those like, God damn.
Tragic.
Of course it works.
Realization that like everyone's right.
Everyone's right. Descale your coffee machines, I guess.
Okay. Prediction for 2026. Everyone will be descaling their coffee machines.
I'm scared that everyone already is descaling.
I know.
Like,
I was just thinking. We're going to get comments being like, ew, you guys aren't descaling your coffee machine?
Sorry.
Whoop.
I learned. You live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you live for a very long time before you learn.
I know. I'm 36 years old. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
There's new things every day, new wonders.
And there will be many new wonders in 2026. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're doing our big predictions episode. Fashion predictions, beauty predictions, what's going to be happening in the upcoming year.
What ideas will people be stealing and not crediting us for in the future? You're hearing it here first.
Oh,
jot them down. Take note.
Yep. That's why I love doing, I just posted on Flesh World a look back at my 2025 predictions.
Yeah.
I love to do that to see like, was I accurate? And mostly yes. It's a really fun practice.
I was reading that newsletter and I was like, this is so smart. Instead of like me complaining all year long about your weird ideas coming to fruition, just save it till the end of the year and then point out cohesively, a full every time you're right. I like that. I might adopt that in the new year.
You should. Oh my God, but yours would be like
annoy people less.
It would have to be a series because it would just be so long. I feel like we need to come up with a nickname for you, like something like something Oracle like.
What did
prediction
I have
like? I don't know.
I have to look at my own website because Glamour called me something.
Oh
yeah, Glamour magazine called me a fashion soothsayer, which is good, but it's not like pithy. It's not like catchy,
Style soothsayer?
I guess. It's just a little wordy. I'd like something a little more snappy, a little more to the point. The problem also is I feel like when I do hit it right, I hit it so crazy right that like people are screaming back to me from the internet, and so it feels like rude not to address. Like when I hit the Merkin hard.
I know.
And so it feels weird to like wait to hold my tongue on the Merkin until the end of the year when it's like, or like when Bianca Censori went to the Grammys nude. It's like I can't wait till the end of the year to not credit myself with that victory.
No, and I don't wait either. I'll put these little, I was right throughout the year in my newsletter, and then I'll just
so mad at me
curate them. Yeah, I mean it's an annoying thing that we do. But sometimes
we're annoying. What can you say? Deal with it. Live with it.
I think I want to embrace being a little annoying and even being a little bitchy in the coming year.
That's fun.
I was making my vision board the other day. My brother and I were doing vision boards together. Nice. And I cut out a phrase from a magazine that was like, be a little bitchy. And I think I'm just going to embrace it.
I love that. I feel like I've been living that my whole life.
You're an inspiration. You're an inspiration to me.
I could be maybe a little less bitchy, maybe, is my goal for 2026. Be a little kinder. Although I feel like every time I try to be kinder to celebrities, they do something that pisses me off so bad that I'm like, what a mistake. What I gave you so much graciousness.
I don't think we need to be kinder to celebrities.
Okay, fair enough.
Just in real life.
I could be a little kinder to some of my trolls. Sometimes I dunk on them a little too hard. Yeah, I could be nicer.
I know. I do the same thing. When I get a negative comment, a rage rises within me. And then
I have to expel it.
After I respond, like hours after I respond, I'm like, okay, I did too much. I did too much there. It wasn't necessary.
Stop triggering me.
Yeah.
Stop rage baiting me. Should we get into these?
Yes. I'm really excited to hear yours.
Oh boy. Okay. So I'm gonna start. So a lot of my trends, they are based on things that we saw come to fruition this year, and then I think they're just gonna kind of like evolve in the year to, such as the nature of fashion, such as the
Yeah.
nature of trends. So first, I was thinking about this year and the rise of adult babies. Right, like we've
Mhm.
really seen them. They've come in droves. They've come in a lot of different forms this year, and I do think that specific trend is going to come to an end. I think the Epstein files might have a lot to do with that trend coming to. I don't think people want to look like an I think it's a
Adult.
bad look to look like an
Yeah.
adult baby at this particular juncture in time.
Interesting.
It's pretty tasteless, but I do think this is kind of separate from the trend that I'm speaking about in this, but I do think the adult baby thing might evolve a little bit into more of like twee indie sleaze American
Mm.
apparel type baby. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yes.
Like just a lot of hot pants and tights types of, well, we've already kind of seen in the adult baby world, but I think it might lean harder into like the rock indie sleaze kind of version of it
You
versus
know
like
what I was
pure
just
toddler.
thinking of? Remember when Mary-Kate Olsen would wear just a big flannel shirt and tights and no pants?
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that the other day being like, "We need to
Yeah.
bring that back."
Yeah,
I
or
don't know if
even
that's not really adult baby, but it is a
no.
little indie sleaze.
Well, it's a little baby, and that's like kind of a nightshirt.
Pantsless, yeah.
Pantsless nightshirt.
It's like a
I would
Pooh
say,
Bear.
or you just made me think, I feel like it was like 2014 to 2016, the Kardashians were all wearing those like XXL tees with like a fishnet tight.
Yes, lampshade dressing.
Oh yes, thank you
Mhm.
so much for pulling that word out of the recesses of my brain. Lampshade dressing, exactly. I think maybe something there is kind of the direction, like overgrown toddler type of stuff. I think is
Mhm.
maybe what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I was thinking about the adult babies, and I was thinking about the kind of celebrity foot fetish stuff of this year. You know, Lily Allen joining OnlyFans. We're getting Addison Rae's entire career. You know, and I just think we're in the year to come, we're going to see a lot more fetishes. I think go mainstream. What those fetishes are, not sure, not totally clear yet. But I do think they're going to have to get increasingly fringe, honestly, because we've kind of done what I would consider like kind of A tier fetishes, you know, like kind of the most generically popular
Right.
ones, or at least the ones that are like we know of as the most popular
Foot,
ones.
adult baby, there was a big, like, furry
We've had
thing
a
that you
furry
had
kind of
talked
push,
about
yeah.
last year or this year?
This year,
Yeah.
actually, adding to my fetish roundup. But yeah, we had some mythical beasts, we had some furry stuff this year, and yeah, I don't know. What fetishes do you? I guess let's throw it to you. What
I
fetishes do
feel like
you
I'm
think will happen in the
exposing
new year?
myself as a prude. I'm like, what
What
fetishes
fetishes
are
are
there?"
there? Well, because like S&M is like fully done. You know,
Yeah.
latex we've seen. Although I think the latex stuff we could get more extreme with it. Like
Yeah.
kind of you have you ever seen them? They're not just latex suits, but they're like latex suit that's like embedded within a mattress, and then you suck all the air out of it.
Yes. Oh my god, I was just thinking of that.
Something like that could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to
Yeah.
that, kind of like a reverse. Remember when Sam Smith wore that inflatable latex outfit to, like, I
Oh,
wanna say the
yes.
BAFTAs or something
Mhm.
last year?
Yes.
I think it was last year.
Mhm.
I think like a reverse one of those where it's like total air sucked out, but you're a big square. You're like a big square kind of sidestepping down the carpet, or you
I
have to
like
be
this.
wheeled down the red carpet. I think maybe I'm also gesturing towards things that are like immobilizing,
Mhm.
like things that need aid of
Right.
others
Right. Like, sort of, like,
to
inherently submissive,
yeah,
like,
like
architecture
totally
around you.
yes, and like giving over control of your body to like others. I think it could be like whatever form that takes could be interesting. You know, and we saw
Maybe those, like, vibrating panties with a controller or something. How
wow,
could we make that fashion? Somebody else controls
interesting.
an aspect of what you're wearing. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, because that is also just like making a lot of dynamics
Uh-huh.
like palpable. Like as a famous person, as a woman in Hollywood, I don't know. I feel like giving over
I
control
could
of
see
yourself in that way.
Addison doing something
You
like
can see
that,
Addison, and I mean Bianca Censori's already kind of
of
doing that just
course.
in her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's already given over control of her
Yeah.
identity and self to a man in a very again, I think Bianca Censori it never works because it's like very distasteful and very troubling and triggering. You know, like it's not fun
Mhm.
and playful. It's quite dark and serious what
Yeah.
she's doing. And so people can't respond to it the way it would be responsive, I think, for a more fun celebrity who's in control of their own image doing it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, I
That could
don't
be
know.
fun.
Wait, let me you know what? Let me Google top fetishes. Here we go. Top fetishes in America 2025. Let's see. Oh, 10 fastest growing. Should we look at that?
Yes.
Well, what AI just told me is chastity play,
Whoa!
which that's very intriguing.
That's very intriguing. I could see some chastity belt type fashion arising out of the adult diaper.
Perhaps you'll remember a super early example of, vagina on the red carpet was actually Julia Fox in a chastity belt at the Pretty
Yes.
Little Things runway
Yeah,
show,
I
and I
do
said at
remember
the
that.
time, I really liked it.
Mhm.
It was really something, and I do think chastity belts, there's something there, or kind of anything putting your body under lock and key, and we have already had this trend of, like, keys, like
Keys and
keychains, like
chainmail?
yeah, it's, like, dangling off the body as, like, accessory.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, they're saying foot worship is number 10, but I'm like,
Been there,
have we
done
not
that.
been in this place? Belly buttons?
Oh.
I'm not sure how you could, like, emphasize the belly button more, but I'd be interested in seeing belly button enhancing. Oh, I
Mhm.
guess you could extend it. You could make it more pronounced.
An Audi?
An Audi, but like a mega Audi.
Mega Audi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or turn it into something else. I don't
Mhm.
know, another object. They're telling me pantyhose, which is like, okay, I don't fine. We already have enough pantyhose in the mix.
Mhm.
Chastity, interesting. Some of these don't work into the fashion is the problem, like cuckolding, pegging,
Mhm.
that's tough to translate into clothes. But again, I'm interested to see it. Farting, interested to see it. Let's
Well, we
bottle up
had
those farts.
the bottles, yeah, and the breath spray, the cat's eye, like,
Exactly.
breath
Let's bottle it up
spray,
and sell it. Let's
that's
sell.
adjacent.
Yeah. Okay. See, and
Do
that's
this?
fetish stuff too, I guess. It's
Yeah.
like fetish PR work, I guess we'll also see a lot more of.
Well, do we is clown a fetish? I don't know if I'm
I guess it
could
could
clown be
be.
a fetish? Because,
Clown could be.
I'm jumping ahead here, but I think Pagliacci core is going mainstream this year. I
You're
think
so right.
clowns have been, like, lightly trending for a while, and I really do see this becoming bigger. So, my brother was just in town for Christmas, and he was telling me that more people are using clown makeup on their dating apps. Like, this is kind of an inescapable trope on the apps
Yeah.
now, like, clowning.
Yeah.
And his boyfriend had invited him to, like, a clown-themed party the other night at a club, like, it was like a rave night, but clown-themed, so I
Wow.
really think that we are going to see more clown. I think clown is coming. I think it could be coming for makeup too, like, we've already seen sort of clownish blush,
Mhm.
but I think we could see more of, like, a very circular type blush.
Yeah, did we talk about this in the
Mhm.
last podcast with, like, Chapel Roan and stuff
Yeah,
too, like whiting out her face and that
exactly,
type of and
and
I'm mad now, I forgot to put clowns on I'm gonna add clown to on my
add
list for a
clown.
future note because I forgot to add clown, and you're so right about clowns.
I know. I think powdered or whiter skin is going to happen too. Like, this is already happening in K-beauty, and we're seeing
Mm,
it slowly come over to America, and I was thinking of that in terms of the Pantone color of the year, Cloud
right,
Dancer white,
white.
and I sort of made a joke at the time when that came out, like, maybe we'll see, like, powdered faces or powdered wigs as a
Mhm.
nod to when that was popular for, sort of the elite to set themselves apart by making themselves whiter. So
Yeah.
I think there are a couple ways that that could come in here, including clown.
In history, when people were whiting their faces with didn't the face powder also have, like, lead in it?
Yes, yes, it was highly toxic. Highly
Doesn't
toxic.
that feel also like
Mhm.
a apt parallel?
Yeah, well, especially as, RFK Jr.'s FDA rolls back protections on asbestos. Like, they've just
Exactly.
said, "We are not going to test talc, for
Exactly.
asbestos before talc beauty products go to market." So there is a tie in there, and I could even see, like, Harlequin clown eyeliner happening where it's a vertical eyeliner
Mhm.
rather than the traditional horizontal cat
Totally.
eye, like, just flip that, and it's a little clownish, and I think that's something we haven't really seen yet, but we could.
That's very interesting. I agree with you
Mhm.
so much. I mean, I think maybe it's the last podcast even, I was talking about, Natalie Portman's clown ruff, that she had that,
Mm,
like,
mhm.
the loops of
Yeah,
fabric around her neck, which is the, Jonathan Anderson signature. And yeah, like depressed clowns. I think
depressed
I
clown.
don't know, it's like it's a almost feels too heavy-handed because like, that's how we all feel like, we all
I
feel like
know. Well,
buffoons,
I feel
jesters.
I've said this before, but whenever I put my blush on in the mirror, I put the little dot of liquid blush and I see the sadness in my own eyes, and then I, like, slowly rub it in, and I feel like Pagliacci every day I do that. So
Yeah.
I think it does really reflect, the general mood in
Yes. I
America,
think
if not
there's
the world.
also something there to, like, the right, because it's, like, the way we apply the makeup and then not I think maybe not blending is kind of what I'm
Mhm.
picking up on, like,
Yes.
kind of laying
Republican makeup,
bare.
quote, unquote,
Right.
"Republican makeup."
Well, even just thinking, like, makeup for so long has been about natural and looking like, you're not wearing makeup, and, like, what if you just laid it bare, made it super overt, like, you drew the contour and the blush on and, like, you didn't blend anything and you, like,
Yeah,
really made, like, a graphic face, I guess.
yeah.
I can see that, and that to me is very well, clown, and it's also very Trixie Mattel, it's very drag.
Very drag. Yeah.
Just drawing stripes of color on your face.
Mhm.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I think it's coming. And then on the adult baby note,
Yeah,
I'll just throw this in now because we were just talking
please.
about babies, but I do think we're gonna see fetal skincare.
Hmm.
And so there's 2 ways this can go. Like, we already have ingredients, like, that are inspired by, like, vernix, the, like, waxy white substance that newborns are coated in. There's Mother Rebirth Vernix Mask. Biologique Recherche has a vernix mask. And we have penis facials that use epidermal growth factors harvested from fetal
I
foreskin.
was not aware of that.
Oh, yeah. That was big, like, a couple years ago. It was
Okay.
the celebrity loved penis facial.
Scary, okay.
I'm thinking salmon sperm is part of this.
Yeah,
The salmon
yeah,
sperm
right.
craze right now.
I remember that.
Stem cells from umbilical cords used in skincare. There's also a lot of, like, biomimetic placenta extracts in luxury skincare right now, so I think we're gonna see more of that, but I also think this is gonna combine with the baby skincare boom, a la Shea Mitchell and Dior. And we're going to see a greater focus on how mothers can modify their behavior or their lifestyle or their choices to give their baby the best skin possible while
Mm,
in utero or just out of the womb.
totally. I was literally just thinking like a
Yeah.
prenatal vitamin or something, like a supplement that
Yes.
promises that your baby will come out gorgeous somehow or, like, fortified in beauty.
Yes, and there's, like, ways that you can turn your placenta into skincare for yourself, but I wonder if we'll see the placenta being turned into skincare for the baby.
Yeah. Oh, wow,
And
yeah.
then I also feel like we're gonna see more conversations about C-sections and how a C-section can affect a baby's skin microbiome because, I mean, this is, studied. We have research that shows babies pick up most of their skin microbiome material from the birth canal as they're
Mhm.
born, and C-section babies can have, like, higher risk of future skin issues
Hmm,
if they're not getting all of those, bacteria from the birth canal. So
okay.
I wonder if this is going to become part of, like, the motherhood discourse.
Absolutely. Someone call Placenta University because we
Yeah.
have a new business venture. Well, I was just thinking, like, in the same way that a mom would take, like, dehydrated pills of her placenta to, like,
Mhm.
fortify her own health, I can
Yeah.
see, like, some serum or something made from, like, vaginal
Yes.
secretions. I don't even know what it would be, or, like, a swab of the mother's vagina to make a serum that then would, like, fortify the microbiome of the newborn.
Vabbing for your baby. Do
Vabbing
you
for
remember
baby, yes!
vabbing for babies?
Vabbing for baby. That's
Oh my
exactly what's
gosh.
gonna that's it.
It's
Can we
coming.
trademark that right now? Can we, like, lock that down?
We're locking it in. Vabbing for babies. But the other thing that I was gonna mention with this trend, I think a lot of it is, like, also a little eugenics coded of,
Hmm,
like, I've got to engineer the best skin for my baby. And
yeah.
when I searched to see if this was a thing yet, when I searched, like, baby skincare in womb, how to give your baby good skin while you're pregnant, all the top results were lists of foods to eat so that your baby has lighter or fairer skin. Which is
That's
really,
not real, right?
scary and
That
concerning.
can't
No,
be.
there is no way this could possibly work, but that is what the Google search results
Ooh,
populate, and there are a lot of articles on that. So I think there's a very scary
wow,
fascist element to this of, like, genetic manipulation of your child inside the womb or, like, trying your
wow.
best to, like, optimize your baby before it's born. So I mean, there's, like, little sprinklings of it
Yeah.
already happening, and I think it's going to get bigger. but I hope it's not.
Well, that certainly fits with the clown makeup as well. Like,
Right.
I mean, you're just replacing skin bleaching with just like patting on white makeup.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly.
same gesture towards whiteness, I think, even when it becomes clownish, cartoonish,
Mhm.
which
Completely.
obviously
Yeah.
white supremacy is.
Right. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, just look at Trump. That is a clown cartoon character.
Yeah. Look at David Duke. It's a melting
Mhm.
wax figure.
Oh my gosh.
um, well, unrelated to white supremacy, maybe. Who knows? It could be, I guess. Uh, this year, I thought, we've kind of hit maximum pleasers on the red carpet,
Mhm.
in my opinion. They are the only shoe I am seeing on the red carpet, and they are all lucite, and they're all the base model, what I consider like pleaser 101. And
Mhm.
so I don't know. I was just thinking, it's like, where do we go from, like, I just don't think this is sustainable as as a styling choice. And so I was like,
Right.
but the obsession isn't even the shoe, right? Like, the shoe is a means to an end. The shoe is a
Right.
way to make celebrities tall
Height.
because we want height. For some reason, we want these women who are all teeny, teeny, tiny to be giantess tall. And so I was like, how do we get it? And I just think we're going to have to move beyond pleasers in the year to come because I actually don't think they're tall enough. I don't think 5 or 6
There's also
inches
just
is
like
enough.
there's so much room for innovation in this
Yeah, and
space.
I've been
There's
saying that
clearly
all of
a demand
2025.
for pleaser,
There's always been
but
so
what's
much room for innovation. Like, first of all, just shop the rest of the Pleasers website, and there are alternatives available. You could do more interesting things than a Lucite one. But I don't know. We've just been doing this for a decade now. It was starting with Yeezy, really. We've had these like lucite heel thing. It's enough. And I think we're going to have to figure out a new way to elevate celebrities. I don't know what it is. Again, it might be like an apple crate for all I know. Like, I just think we're going to have to be standing on top of platforms in a different way to achieve this height. And my real questions are, one, who will be the first to wear stilts? Because I don't get why not.
clown core,
Clown, which is clown. Yeah, which is
perfect
clown
core.
core. But like, why not?
No, I could see Sabrina. Like I'm
She
thinking
basically is
Sabrina
already.
Carpenter in her like ringleader outfit
Yes.
from the Met
That
Gala. How
outfit would
much
have been
better
better
would
with
that have been
stilts.
with stilts? Yes.
That
Yes.
outfit would have been a million times better with stilts, 100%. And that also goes back to my fetish point because with stilts, you need someone to help you down the red carpet because you will fall.
Mhm.
And also, falling is a built in PR stunt that
Just
will
ask
get you
Jennifer
attention
Lawrence.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Joe sounds good enough for Lawrence. Make it the defining thing of your career. Wear stilts, fall down, get attention both ways. There,
Wow.
you can go no
Yeah.
wrong. So that's my first question. Who will wear stilts first? My next question is, who will get the leg lengthening surgery? Who will do
Oh
it?
my
Someone's
gosh.
going to
And
do it, right?
will someone admit it is the thing.
I think they're gonna have to. Well, that's what I've
Yeah.
always said about Kim. Kim wants it desperately. She wants it so, so bad. But
Mm.
she would have to cop to it immediately because everyone's gonna notice that your legs are like
I
double the
know.
length of
And
your
I wonder
torso
too, like,
in a crazy way.
proportionally, will that look odd?
Yeah, it
Like,
does look odd. We've
yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked at the people, the individuals who have
No, I
gotten
haven't.
the surgery. It's yeah, you're out of proportion. It looks weird because it's like you've added now 4 inches where 4 inches weren't supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks odd. People will notice. I mean, but people always notice with plastic surgery and they still pretend they
Yeah.
didn't get it anyway, so I don't
Yeah.
know. But I've always thought if Kim thought she could get away with it, she'd get it. But I'm wondering who will get it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm
Somebody
surprised no male celebrities have gotten it. I'm
that we
surprised
know of.
well, it's true. I guess I do think I would notice.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
maybe
think
it's
I
time for
would.
Pedro Pascal to make that film a reality and break his legs and elongate them. I don't know.
Right?
The problem I think is also it takes you out of work for too long.
Yeah.
Takes you out of takes you out of the public's imagination, and it takes you out of the movie theater for too long. So it's like,
Mhm.
it's a hard one to sneak in there. But I just think
Yeah.
somebody wants it.
It would
Somebody's gonna
have to
want it
be
bad
like
enough.
a stunt where you're like, "I'm doing this," and then you sort of, like, live stream yourself or you're still on social media as you're
Yeah, but
recovering or
who
something.
would?
Who would do it? Marc Jacobs. Is he tall? Because he
No,
would do it. He
he's
did the same thing
petite.
with his facelift.
He's petite, but I don't think he's obsessed with height in the right
Mm.
way to make this of interest to him.
Mhm.
I'm not I mean, and he's also making the right kind of shoes that you don't need to get leg lengthening surgery. He can just wear his own mega platforms and
This is
I
true.
think he gets the height he needs. But I don't think he doesn't seem obsessed with his height in the way that I
Mm-mm.
need someone to be obsessed with their height.
Mhm.
Like Kim Kardashian is obsessed with being small.
Yeah.
She is, because she wants to wear runway samples,
Mhm.
and runway samples were put on women who were 5'10" and up.
Yeah.
And it limits you. It's the
Yeah.
same way that her body bothered her because she couldn't fit in any runway samples. That's
Right.
why she got her butt removed. That's why she got all her body reshaped.
Yes.
That's
This
why
is
we've
gonna
seen
have
this
to be,
whole
like, an influencer turned celebrity who did not get famous because their body already fit the
Hmm.
mold.
Yeah, interesting.
Hmm.
Anyway, just putting it out there. Everyone look.
Yeah.
Everyone watch out for those extra inches on the thigh. Let me know if you spot any. I do think it's coming, and it's coming soon.
I agree. My next trend prediction is, death. Which let me
Absolutely. It comes
explain.
for us all.
It's coming, baby. But no, this is a small thing that I've started noticing trickling in this year, and I think it's going to be bigger next year. But people describing their favorite beauty products, not in terms of like my desert island picks, but literally like my death picks. So the first time I noticed it was with Feed Me interviewed Cassandra Gray
Mhm.
or Violet Gray, and they asked, "What's your death row meal but for beauty products? Like what would be the final beauty products you put on basically before you die?" As a way to be like,
Okay.
"What are your favorites?" And then
But
in the
why am I
newsletter,
putting on beauty products before I die?
well, and why are you using beauty products on a desert island? You know,
That's
none of it
true.
makes sense. And then, in the newsletter Sample Sluts, Eliza McLam was
Good
interviewed,
name.
and they framed her favorite perfume as her casket scent. Like, what would you spray over your casket?
Mm.
And then I was thinking of this. We were talking about this a couple days ago, texting about the Business Insider
Mhm.
report that people are using cadaver fat for plastic surgery and
Mhm.
injections now. So I think there's just going to be like a general air of death about beauty
That's very
in
interesting.
many little ways. Yeah.
It's very Death Becomes Her, obviously.
Yes, death becomes
And
us
also,
all.
I mean, Frankenstein, well timed.
Hmm. Completely.
Interesting. Yeah, death makes a lot of sense to me. Also, why is no one's faking their own death anymore? I'd like to see that in the year to come. That's a good PR stunt that we don't do.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's hard, but it's good. It's good PR. It's
it
very interesting. It's
works.
very fun. Yeah, people are invested. And also, I do think I don't know, death is just very I always think about this stuff from like attention, from like the attention economy and like PR it generates and like because that's I don't know, that's how famous people think and that's how fashion works for famous people. But like death is definitely a very powerful people are triggered. You know, it like gets attention
Yeah.
because I'm just thinking about I literally wore I have a t-shirt that says Death because I like the band, the punk band Death. And so I
Hmm.
went to see them probably a decade ago and I bought this t-shirt at their show and I wore it in one of my YouTube videos the other month and I mean I don't even think twice about the t-shirt at this point, but people were like so upset, like so triggered by this t-shirt thinking I'm like just promoting the concept, I guess. And I'm like even if I was just promoting the concept, like it is just I don't know, like what difference does it make? It's just
Yeah,
true.
that's gonna happen.
It's like wearing a t-shirt that says live. I don't know. I don't know, but I was so interested in the response that I was like, "Wow, this
That
is,
is
like,
wild.
so riling to people, like, it's so
Well, I think
upsetting."
death feels nearer than ever. I think, like, the state of the world is
You
very
okay? We need
chaotic.
to call
It's
the
very
therapist?
Oh, trust me.
She's on
I
speed
already
dial.
have. No, I just mean, like, the state of the world is kind of scary, and
Yeah,
there are a lot of people, dying untimely and unjust
absolutely.
deaths. And I mean, even just thinking of like climate change,
Mhm.
I harbor the thought. I always think like I'm going to die in a climate disaster. That's
Yeah,
my prediction for myself.
yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. I think people are thinking about it more just because of the state of the world and the state of
yeah, totally.
news and how we're just like consumed by all of this devastating news all of the time. I feel like maybe it's a little bit more top of mind than it
Mhm.
has been. And that's why we're conceiving of like, okay, when you die, what are you putting on?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
much more at the forefront maybe. Also, you were just making me think I've I've accidentally fallen into a Mad Men rewatch.
Me too.
Really?
Yes. I'm
It's
already
like
on season 3.
oh, me too. It's like it's fully spiraled out of my control so quickly. I
Yeah.
did not intend to rewatch the show, but in the beginning seasons, doing some ad. I think it's for Lucky Strike, and they like bring in the psychologist, and she's like,
The
"Oh yeah,
death
the
drive.
death drive, Freud, blah blah blah."
People get in their cars every day to go to work, and some of them die. Cars are dangerous. There's nothing you can do about it. You still have to get where you're going. Cigarettes are exactly the same, so why don't we simply say, so what if cigarettes are dangerous? You're a man. The world is dangerous. Smoke your cigarette. You still have to get where you're going.
And it does feel like kind of that pulled to the surface. Like it's not masking our death drive. It's like fully
Mhm.
operating from the place of you love to die. Like
Yes.
you are
You
hastening
want
this
to
death.
die.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to die, don't you?
The aim
What
of all
beauty
life.
products will you use when you're doing it? I don't know. It just feels like much more overt,
Yeah.
Freud's death drive in this type
Yes.
of
Oh, that's a
advertising and
great
selling.
reference. Mhm.
Thank you. Um, two that I have. I mean, well, this one did not come to fruition. This was one of my guesses for this year, and I just want it. I'm just going to say it again because I want it to come fruition, which is more. I want those time-based outfits, the things that degrade and dissolve, and the foam, and the
Mhm.
yeah, things that evolve over time. The Andy Goldsworthy type of installation pieces, things that are temporal. Yeah, things that kind of you have to be there to experience, which also I think is
Mhm.
something I didn't put this on my list because it's more of a like a cultural trend that I think is happening, but I think we're radically shifting offline is my personal opinion. I
Interesting.
think people are becoming more and more disgruntled and repulsed
Mhm.
by like their experiences on the internet, especially social media. And I think we're going to see a backlash from that and a movement into more like community, in person, live events. And I think likewise, I think a powerful thing with that would be an outfit that really like can't be captured or accurately captured in images and spread across
Mm.
the internet because that's what we've been catering to for so long,
Yeah.
and to kind of push against that where it's like, oh no, you literally have to see this outfit not only in person but in the exact moment, or else you're not going to like understand it or like get to really witness it.
I love that.
Thank you.
I think that needs to happen, and what it's
I
making
think
me
it'd be
think of
fun also.
skincare-wise is I'm thinking of all the probiotic infused athleisure that we've been
Oh
seeing this year.
yeah.
There was, like, a small movement, I think Coperni,
Yeah,
was, like, the
Coperni did
most
it.
famous option, but now I'm thinking, like, okay, if the clothes are infused with probiotics, what are those bacteria are they not eating the clothes? Because
Great question.
that's what
And
they
also
do
you
to
can't
us.
wash the clothes
Right, that's what they do
if
to
they're
us,
gone.
like, our bacteria consume us,
Right.
and, to bring it all back to death, when we die, that's we disintegrate because the bacteria are just going to town. So
Huh.
I wonder if there's a time-based element to a probiotic, maybe not the Coperni probiotic,
Yeah.
athleisure, but in general. I don't know.
Yeah, or even that just makes me think of the bacteria we found that, like, eats plastic. I don't know what it's
Yes,
called. I
yes.
I barely know about this, but I
Mhm,
was just thinking it's like, even something like that where it's like the bacteria is actively eating away the clothing as you're wearing it.
mhm.
That is very interesting to me. I
It's
think that's
very
very cool.
interesting.
I don't
I would
know,
love to
and
see that.
yeah, and I guess that's also kind of a death thing, like, just more
Yeah.
gestures towards degradation or more gestures towards, like,
Impermanence.
impermanence. Yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
that's the perfect
because
way
we're
to put it.
living in a state of permanence right now, the state of the image. The image
Yes.
never disintegrates. The
And
image
yeah, and
never
what
dies.
is more internet than the impermanent? Like, we've seen the internet, the churn of it all, and, like, how quickly you have to wear 50 outfits a day to get, the
Link
same
rot.
amount of attention.
Mhm.
Brain rot, link rot, yeah, it's and to kind of counteract that of, like, I don't know, this can't be spread around, this can't,
Mm.
this is in a moment in a way that can't be turned into an internet moment, I
Mhm,
guess.
mhm.
Anyway, that's one of my thoughts. And then this one is more your wheelhouse, but just thinking, with the year of like radical quote unquote plastic surgery transparency we have, I think we're going to see a lot more of it in the year to come, and a lot more of it, I guess, imminently. Like, these ones that we've heard are kind of like a decade after the fact, a year after the fact. I think we're going to get like, I'm just coming out of surgery, like a Instagram story,
Yes.
like, "Here I am being rolled out of surgery, like, I just had
Yeah,
a deep plane facelift," or whatever, like,
yeah.
and then, like, a documenting of the recovery process, and also, I think, along with that, we're gonna get a lot more super high profile celebrities, not kind of the ones that we've always thought of, doing, like, SpawnCon for their plastic surgeons. to get a good deal. And also, and then kind of like a branding moment where it's like, you have to go, I don't know any, the first thought I just have was Dr. Kevorkian, so sorry for that. But you have to go to Dr. Kevorkian to get the like Nicole Kidman nose. And like, you know what I mean? Like a branding of the surgery as the specific celebrity's surgery.
Which we sort of saw with like Dr. Levine and Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
So this is a good
yes, exactly. A
for people
Dr.
to start
Levine,
working
Kris
off.
Jenner facelift type of situation. And similarly to that, like the celebrity themselves getting a kickback for every person who gets the surgery from their promotion, because I don't know if people know that Kris is getting a cut.
Oh, is
I think
she?
she said that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure she said that she gets a little kickback for every for every
I think this is
recommendation.
an accurate prediction, and I think it's really interesting too because it's kind of celebrities taking inspiration from regular people.
Yeah.
Because if you've
And
been paying attention
influencers.
to any of the like plastic surgery, particularly facelift articles that have come out in the past 6 or so months, regular people are very willing to give their in progress healing pictures to news outlets. Like there are some pretty, like honestly, like alarming and even grotesque images that on The Guardian, on The Cut, of like these in process of healing. Like people are willing to do that now. So I think it'd be interesting to see celebrities take that cue from just like the normies.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think that's what we've seen ever since the rise of social media is celebrities increasingly following influencers and normies and like what they're doing and how they're using the platform, because they're relating to people, because they're doing something authentic and that feels one-to-one of like, this is, you and I are the same. So like, here's the real girl's guide or whatever to do. And celebrities are always trying to mimic that and capitalize because they see that it works for them, but like seemingly missing the point of why it works for them, I think, every time.
Yeah.
But so again, we have seen regular influencers like really take you through the whole experience, and people like that, because they feel like, oh, this is the truth. Like I'm really learning something from this. Like this mimics my own experience. And I think celebrities are going to capitalize on that for sure.
I do too. I think also on the plastic surgery note, the next big thing in skincare is going to be a blef in a bottle. We've seen like Botox in a bottle be a
Again, trademark it.
Well, Botox in a bottle has been a huge marketing line for any sort of anti-aging skincare for years and years and years now. And then, filler in a bottle. We've even had like skincare packaging modeled after syringes and things like that. And I think we're going to see, with the rise of the blepharoplasty, upper and lower, a lot more skincare, eye creams, even face tape marketed as this is a blef without the blef. This is a blef in a bottle.
What? Yeah, I agree with you, but like what?
It won't be.
I know. I'm just trying to think. I'm like, what would a blef in a bottle do? Like, what would it be? Like, how would that even operate? Like, face tape is one thing. I can see face tape being a blef in a bottle, but like a lotion, like, how the hell is that going to get rid of a chunk of my eyelid skin?
No, it's not. I've seen drops that open your eyes. I wish I had this saved. I know I have it saved on Instagram, but I don't know the brand.
Amazing.
But I saw someone promoting eye drops and doing one eye drop at a time to show you how much their eyes open with the drop. So it might not even be traditional skincare. I've also seen a lot of like lower eyelid creams and stuff where you do one side and it's like watch the bag disappear. So that's kind of like lower blef in a bottle.
Yes.
So I don't think necessarily these things will be effective, but I do think it's how they're going to be marketed.
The lower, I know exactly, because that was like a big TikTok craze. I want to say even during the pandemic, that like Philip Thomas Roth stuff that like freezes your face. And there's some, I'm not going to remember the name of it right now, but there's an infomercial one too that they're always selling that's basically like putting a layer of plastic on top of your skin. Yeah. I think it's that one.
Yeah.
But it plays all the time.
But yeah, that's my small little marketing prediction for blefs.
I like it. I want maximum blef in 2026.
I do not, but
plump blefs.
Oh, you mean like maximum eyelid?
Yeah, I want max eyelid.
I thought you meant like maximum blepharoplasty surgeries.
No.
And I was like,
I want full blef.
Yes.
I want blef plus. I want added skin to my
blef. The next it girl that comes out of nowhere is going to have an extremely hooded eye.
Heavy blef. I think that's because
that's
when
unique
everyone's
now.
bleffs are gone,
Mhm.
you're gonna really stand out for your heavy bleff, and then everyone's gonna have to add it back in.
Yeah.
Or and also, what if you just put a little filler in your eyelid? Made them heavy.
Oh,
Made them thick
Emily.
and heavy.
I'm writing that down. I think that is coming.
Like, kind of, what's that cartoon? Like, Hang Dog, you know what I'm talking about? Like the
Yeah, when you
bloodhounds.
overdo it on the bleff, you add
Yeah.
the filler back in to
Yeah,
sort of get
yeah,
a little
yeah.
heaviness.
Get a little
Genius.
heaviness.
Genius.
Get a little expansion. I do remember what I was gonna say before, though, which is, the eye drops that make your eyes bigger. That seems bad.
I know, right?
What's in that that's causing your
I have no
eye
idea.
to be more open? I just can't imagine that anything good comes of that.
I don't
And
wanna
also,
speculate. I'll look for it in the show notes.
the eye super open also reminds me of I have a friend who's obsessed with senpaku. Do you know about senpaku?
No.
Oh my god. Senpaku is like when you can see the whites of the eye above or below,
I
your
love
iris, I
seeing it
guess?
below. I love a celebrity where you
So,
see the whites below.
apparently, if you can see it above, I believe, that's like a hallmark of being a serial killer. And if you go back and like look at the mugshots of like all famous serial killers, they all have senpaku. Anyway,
Wow.
I don't know about don't come for me, anyone. This is what my
Yeah, this
friend's
is a
special
little,
interest tells me.
physiognomy
Yeah, this is what
adjacent.
my friend's special interests tell me that is happening. I have no confirmation of this, but the eye drops just made me think that you're like going after a senpaku vibe,
Mhm.
which can be a sign of a socio or a psychopath as well. So I just think that's funny.
That is very
And again,
funny. I
apt
love that.
an
Very
apt
apt.
aesthetic for our
Very apt.
modern era to want to look like a little bit of a sociopath.
Mhm.
But naturally.
I I love riffing, you know? So many new
This is how
ideas
we
are
find
coming to us.
things. Yes.
This is fun.
This is how we learn in our just misinformation bubble. Speaking of psychopaths, I do think this is going to be the year that Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos really come to the fore of the fashion industry in the way that they've always wanted, and they
Oh,
finally
yeah.
gain the semblance of popularity that they think they deserve. Of course, I'm thinking about the fact that they are sponsoring the Met Gala.
Mhm.
Obviously,
Mhm.
we're already hearing blind item rumors that Lauren is really in control, and she's sending over like long lists of guests that she wants like personally invited to
Yeah.
the Met Gala and
Of
stuff.
course
Like,
she's in control. I
of
cannot
course,
picture Jeff Bezos, like, really caring.
I know it's just well, of course, but it's so funny to imagine Anna Wintour just like cashing the check and being like, "Whatever you want, guys. Like,
Mhm.
happy to just take your money and like let you make this the tackiest affair of all time." I mean, the Met Gala, to be real, is already a tacky
It's
affair.
tacky.
It's grotesque wealth, with badly dressed people. But like the level they're going to bring to it, I think, is going to be a new, true Americana nouveau riche tackiness that's going to feel appropriate to the event.
It's gonna be an accurate reflection of, like,
Lay bare, yeah, what the
yeah.
Met Gala really is and how this whole system really operates. But anyway, I think they're really going to come to the fore. We've already seen them all over Couture Week. I think they're going to continue to sit in the front row. They're going to continue to be dressed in like insane, horrible couture fashions. And of course, culminating, as I've said before, in a fashion show in space.
Yes. Yes.
Who will be
Yes.
the first to do it? I don't know, but I do think we'll get a fashion. I do think it makes sense for Chanel, to be quite honest, after Mathieu Blasi's debut at Chanel, which was all space themed. Obviously, he was
Right.
referencing kind of like the universe of Chanel and his place within it, and that was kind of the symbolism there. But I
Right.
could see, and also in the legacy of Karl Lagerfeld, Karl loved a stunt. He loved a big, expensive, dramatic stunt runway show. I mean, this is the man who literally had like a fake rocket go off in the middle of his couture show. Like, he loved a set, he loved a stunt.
Oh, yeah.
And so I do think a fashion show in space makes a lot of sense for them. And if they do that, they do need to invite me. Not that I'll go. That's my worst nightmare. But
No, you need to go.
dying in a rocket in space with a bunch of losers is literally my worst nightmare. I will not. I have no interest in space. I cannot stress this enough. Anyway, I think that'll happen. I also think we'll get some sort of spa luxury experience type of thing orbiting the planet, because I don't think it's enough just to go up in space, to be quite honest with you.
No.
Now that Katy
I
Perry's done it.
This piggybacks on a prediction I had for last year that did not come to fruition, but I do think it will come to fruition this year,
Oh, yeah.
considering the Bezos Met Gala of it all, which is either SpaceX-backed beauty or Blue Origin backed beauty
Yeah.
products in the vein of NASA backed beauty. We have so many beauty products that are made with like NASA technology. People love to use that as a marketing thing. And I definitely think that we are going to see either SpaceX or Blue Origin or both lend their research or whatever to the beauty
Totally.
industry. And I think that could be a good Met Gala tie-in too.
Oh, what a great time to launch. What a great plug.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh my god, and they can I shouldn't give them this idea, but because magazines in the lead up to the Met Gala always do those like get ready with me things. If you sponsored like a Katy Perry going to space to get her like makeup done and her
Mm-hmm.
glam done and then you
Yes.
launched her back to Earth to go to the Met Gala, done.
Oh my gosh.
Done deal.
I've been flipping through as we're talking. I've been flipping through my copy of Simulacra and Simulation because
also.
I'm rereading it. I'm rereading it in preparation for our book club, which is tonight. It'll be long over by the time this episode comes out. But I'm rereading the part about space, and I highlighted so many sections because I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Jeff Bezos and
Yeah.
Blue Origin and all of that. But he describes like space as a universe purged of all threat of meaning. It is this very perfection that is fascinating. Every principle of meaning is absorbed. Every deployment of the real is impossible. I don't know. There's some really interesting stuff in this book about space, and I really want to reread this section in particular in relation to all of these space-themed predictions that we have.
Yeah, totally. It's also just like manifest destiny stuff continued, move to a new infinite a new infinite frontier, which is like the most important part of it is ultimately like unconquerable and endless. And so we can project this like fantasy of the American dream and our destiny and all that onto what's literally a void.
Yeah.
That just swallows it whole and gives nothing back. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I also think you're right about the like Blue Origin or whatever sponsored products, because we've also seen towards the end of this year like a real uptick in kind of like venture capital merch. I'm thinking about like Palantir started like making t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. And we're seeing a lot of that. It's like, okay, so like all of our most evil corporations are now like getting into the merch game. It's like beauty can't be far behind.
I feel like we could see some sort of Palantir skincare where it's like a surveillance state for your skin thing of like you get these biomarkers of what's happening on your skin through the skincare molecules or whatever. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
But I believe it can.
But yeah, like as a new frontier again of like data collection on the individual, totally, because we already have like these Aura rings and stuff like monitoring our sleep and our wakefulness and our health and whatever, and selling that data back to the company and to others. Like, why not something with like our actual microbiome and health and appearance? And I just always assume we're trending towards like a Minority Report situation. So
completely.
I was just going to say, this one everybody knows all too well at this point, but the hyperreal body, I think, is really taking off in the year to come. We're still skirting around, I think, just the beginning kind of rumblings of it. Obviously, we have the Skims, everything, the fake nipples, the fake bush, the fake hips, the fake butt. We're seeing the bodies printed on top of bodies. We're seeing multiple arms and legs. Yeah, I think we're going to continue to see representations of bodies placed upon the bodies and the bodies multiplied. And just like both in terms of it being like a malleable object, like our bodies are no longer limited to their human forms. They're kind of infinite and infinitely changeable at any time. And also it's like, I don't know, I was just talking to someone on TikTok about this today because in a video I posted today, I said, that this trend is also like, I think we talked about this last time, but like a gesture towards the divine. And he's like, I don't see anything divine about this. And I was like, well, let me explain. Like, I do think there's something divine about, like, beyond it being multi-armed, multi-legged, which we see it in a lot of depictions of gods and goddesses. It's like, it's humans like seizing control over the image of their own body, like extending it beyond the physical limitations of like what a body has traditionally done and making it in their own idealized image. Like that to me is playing the role of like a demigod or something. And then, of
Completely.
course, AI is also just an extension
I
of that,
was
like,
just gonna say.
the whole look is very AI rendered, with the multiple fingers or whatever, like, kind of
The
the way it fucks
ChatGPT
up,
or
but AI.
Chat whatever.
Yeah, but AI to me is also like a gesture towards divinity because it's like a way of transcending the mortal, becoming immortal, like,
Mhm.
kinda San
Like an
Junipero vibes.
omniscient, all-knowing
Yeah.
source,
Yeah,
that's
or uploading your
inhuman.
consciousness in a way that transcends the physical form. I think all of
Mhm.
that is kind of wrapped up in this hyperreal body.
Yeah, completely. Plus, when you look at just, like, divinity as what you worship, your god as what you
Yeah,
worship, and your
totally.
worship as
Tech.
sacrifice, what are
Yeah,
you sacrificing your time to? What are you sacrificing your money to, your body to? It's tech, it's social media, it's
totally. And
AI, like
we already talk about the very real ways we've sacrificed our bodies to tech, like, we talk about tech neck, or the
mhm,
way all our
mhm.
shoulders are rounding over and we're all kind of hunching over and
Yeah,
hunching down, like, that's a very real physical consequence of our
completely.
technological use.
Even just, like, the standard of skin today, of what
Yeah,
it
or
should look
blue
like,
light, all the
completely
blue light stuff.
poreless and ageless, that is a screen,
Yes.
that is not skin. Yeah, we sacrifice so much.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna continue to see that in ways that I can't even, predict at
Yeah.
the moment, and I'm also interested, I mean, we'll talk about it in the book club tonight, but more of kind of bringing Baudrillard's, perspective on the hyperreal and, like, the hyperreal replacing the real entirely.
Mhm.
I think that's very apt and true. And
Yeah.
then as, like, kind of an offshoot of the hyperreal body is just, like, padded bodies, I think it is
Mhm.
also part of that, where it's not necessarily about creating, how do I put this? Because it's like in the hyperreal, we see things like, extended breasts or extended hips, but in the padded out bodies, it's, like, fully the whole body, it's like being wrapped in a sumo suit or something, like, there is
Mm.
no concern with kind of extending the real parts that are already extended, it's like the whole body can be padded or built out. Like, even I'm thinking about a super early example of this before I even knew what it's gonna become, I started calling it bumper cars because, like,
Yeah.
Meg the Stallion wore this dress that just had a big round bolster around her waist and around her boobs, but, like, when I say around her boobs, like a circular, like
Yeah.
a pillow, like a bolster
Right.
that goes all the way around, not trying to, like, make her boobs look more voluptuous or whatever, like a separate object on top of them, and yeah, I that's kind of the vibes of the padded out
Mhm.
body. It feels very drag inspired to me,
Yeah,
like, kind of the way drag artists, like, artificially build and enhance their shape and their body using padding foam. Yeah,
completely.
and we've seen this, I mean, honestly, it's been a lot of Duran Lantink, my
Mhm.
frenemy Duran Lantink,
Mhm.
has been doing a lot of this padded stuff, like, we have Emily Ratajkowski had, like, a padded out, like, winged shoulder from, his Jean Paul Gaultier collection, and
Yeah.
Jodie Turner-Smith also had a jumpsuit that had big distended breasts that were padded out, obviously a little more hyper-real than my
Mhm.
full padded body trend, but, yeah, I don't know. I think there's something interesting there, and it makes me feel like, I don't know, my first thought always seeing these outfits is, like, bracing for impact.
Yeah, it feels like a little protective
It feels
too,
protective. Yeah.
like a different take on the chainmail
Mm.
medieval, clothing as protection sort of thing.
Yeah, and also kind of in the, like, if chainmail felt like a gesture to a pre-capitalist past or the birth of capitalist past, like,
Mhm.
the padding feels like a gesture to the future to me.
Very futuristic,
Yeah, and
completely.
like a preparation for what's to come. It feels like more Fifth Element or something.
Mhm. Yes, completely. I'm thinking like tubing. I don't know why.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
like that
tubing,
feels future.
totally. It always reminds me of, if you've ever gone bowling with, like, the bumper lanes,
Yeah.
it's very that.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, my beauty prediction that kind of piggybacks on that is I'm calling it hypergender, and it's a continuation of what we're already seeing happening with gender performance and specifically cisgender gender performance,
Mhm.
and I think it's like, very exaggerated femininity, very exaggerated masculinity, all of which is dependent on the tools of the cosmetic industry to build these exaggerations. It's obviously like a response to what's happening in the political sphere as like Trump and his inner circle are like policing gender. I think the pressure to adopt traditionally feminine or traditionally masculine aesthetics, whether it's because you agree with these policies or you need protection from these policies, only increases. So I think we're going to see women continuing to use surgery and hormones to exaggerate these so-called feminine traits, and men continuing to use surgery and hormones to exaggerate these so-called masculine traits, all while the government polices the use of these same tools for trans people, making it harder for them to, one, access healthcare, and two, harder for them to, pass when they can access these tools, because the ideal of femininity and masculinity are just becoming more and more and more exaggerated and more unreal or hyperreal. And again, I was reading the Simulacra and Simulation, and I was thinking of this in terms of what Baudrillard says about Disneyland and how society actually needs the hyperreal in order to justify the real, sort of. So he says Disneyland is presented as imaginary to make us believe that the rest is real.
Right.
And I think hypergender will be the same way. It will be presented as this exaggerated thing in order to make us believe that regular everyday presentations of gender are real, are fixed, are biological, when they are in fact just as much constructed. They're conscious constructions or subconscious constructions, but they're not necessarily fixed or biological or real in a certain sense of the word real.
I think you see that too in the fashion version of the hyperreal body trend, where it's enhancing women's breasts, enhancing women's hips, and exaggerating to the extremes these gender markers. Or even I was thinking about Duran's debut as Jean-Paul Gaultier with the bodysuits that are sex swapped, where it's hyperreal, but making those bodies a joke or a punchline as though those bodies don't exist or they can't happen. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Completely. Yes. I don't think I'm quite smart enough to fully grasp the Baudrillardian concept I am trying to apply to this.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I will be doing more research on this before I write my actual trend report, but there is something very compelling to me there about this idea of the hyper real being needed in order for society to justify the regular bullshit that's happening on a day-to-day basis, and say, see, look, this is the real thing because this exaggerated thing over here is not real.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm not smart enough to figure it out, but I know there's something there, and eventually I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Eventually I'm going to understand what this man is saying, even if I have to look at the word aleatory 1,000 times, because he uses it 1,000 times, and every single time I'm like, what's that word?
I couldn't tell you what it means right now.
A roll of the dice. I finally remembered it. Chance. I know it's so useful. That's also what pisses me off. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I could actually use that word. Aleatory. By chance, a roll of the dice. The other word he taught me is alterity. Do you know what that one is?
No, I don't.
Otherness.
Oh yeah, alter.
Yeah. That's the only reason I remember it, is because I'm right, the word alter's in there.
Perfect.
Anyway, those are 2 vocab words I learned from Baudrillard this month. My next trend prediction is celebs going mask off politically for attention. We already kind of saw this with Sydney Sweeney, right?
Who then tried to put the mask on.
Right. Well, she's waffling, which couldn't be a worse suggestion, as I wrote on Substack. What is her team doing? You got to go hard one way or the other. You can't waffle back and forth. Nobody respects that. You've lost both sides of the political spectrum that way. But I do think we're going to see more celebs kind of lean into MAGA as a way to get attention, because we've kind of always seen this throughout the Trump presidency. I mean, Joy Villa is my number one enemy of mess. Do you know her?
No.
She's been doing this since the dawn of Trump. She is just
oh yes, okay, I remember.
Terrible musical artist that nobody listens to and nobody cares about, and she knows that too, which is why she made Trump her entire identity, and she goes to the Grammys every year wearing some inflammatory, insane ball gown that's Make America Great Again, or she made one about building the wall. She made another one about abortion is murder. She does a different little one every year that's just like disgusting and insane, but it gets her so much more attention than she's ever gotten in her life, which is why she
Yeah.
keeps doing it. It's not worked as well in the second term, I will say.
No, I don't think
It
so.
worked a lot better for her in the
Not as,
first
like,
term.
novel.
Exactly. And the fashion's bad also, so people don't wanna look at it. But I do think we're gonna see, I don't know, with Sydney Sweeney, I just think they're realizing that we're in a woke backlash period, because for a long time, celebrities thought that being woke would get them attention, right? And so they'd post messages and things that they like, maybe they believe it, maybe they don't. It's clearly just like they were reading the room and like what was expected of them and the vibe was right, you know? And so I think they're gonna kinda do that again, but in a inflammatory, gross
Mm,
way where you realize just how little, values they they personally hold or stand behind. And I also think we're gonna see that more in advertising, because we've already started to see, I mean,
yeah.
American Eagle, we've spoken about the Sydney Sweeney thing, that's intentional, that's fully intentional. Like I said before, they lied about Kendrick Lamar's jeans at the Super Bowl for no reason, like,
Yeah.
nobody checked that, nobody cared, like, just flagrantly lied days after the fact. We already had a credit that they were Celine. They said they were American Eagle, to what end, God only knows, but I do think they're just gonna keep rage baiting like that. We saw it with Sephora too, like, basically
Yeah.
calling us poor. We can't
Mhm.
buy Sephora products for Christmas. I think we're gonna see a lot more kind of, antagonistic stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I saw a TikTok recently that I thought really explained it well and got to the core of, like, what feels like is happening with both, these corporations and kind of just, like, I don't know, in capitalism at large, where she was saying that it feels like these brands are mad at us that they have to go through us to get our money.
Mm, yeah.
Like, we are the only obstacle in the way towards getting our money, and they're, like,
Yeah.
angry at us and, like,
Yeah.
disgusted with us.
This woman just said corporations act like they are mad that they have to go through you to get your money. And that's what's reflected in the quality of every single thing getting worse.
And
That's
someone said that
so
that's the
interesting.
same way that jobs treat our labor. Like, our
Yeah.
employers are disgusted with us and angry with us that they have to
Whoa.
go through us to get our labor.
Mhm.
I just thought that was
Wow.
so well put and so apt, and that is what these rage bait
Yeah.
ads feel like too. It's like that they're mad at us that
Mhm.
they have to, like, toe a line or, like, BPC or, like,
Right.
come up with interesting, innovative ideas and products in order to get us to spend our money on them, even though she also
Yeah.
said that we've gone from customers to consumers.
Mhm.
And that difference is kind of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, I was really blown away by that. I think
That is
that's really the
so
vibes.
fascinating. Yes. Yeah. Really from citizens to
Yeah,
customers to
from citizens
consumers.
to customers to consumers, right, to the
Right.
point where, because she was saying about, like, like, they're knowingly putting toxic chemicals in our products that, like, give us cancer and kill us, like, they're disgusted with us.
Mhm.
Like, why should they make safe products for us? Like, just buy it, shut up and
Yeah.
buy it. It's
Right.
kind of the
Right.
vibe. Or like you were saying, I think she even brought up this point in the video itself about, like, hair care products having, like, chemicals in them that, like, give young Black girls, like,
Mhm.
lifelong health conditions, and they're
Right.
kind of just like, shut up and buy it."
This is the only way it works.
Yeah, deal with it.
It's a way, I think it's like a consequence of prioritizing product over person.
Yeah,
And even with, like, relatively safe ingredients, we see this all of the time, like, I'm thinking of, like, the debate over silicones in
mm,
skincare and hair care products, like, most of these silicones are benign,
mhm,
in terms of, like, safety for humans at least, like, there's some data on bioaccumulating
yeah,
in the environment, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I am like, we don't need silicones are great for corporations and they're great for products. They're cheap. They make
yeah,
for a smooth consistency. They make a texture that consumers really like. They offer like no benefit to hair or skin in terms of like health and functioning.
yeah,
These are really great ingredients because they're great for corporations. And we have been made to be like, oh, well, if it's great for the product, I want it. Because you're
right,
like, I don't
totally.
know. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot there.
and
That was
plus
a
with, like,
real tangent that
No.
I don't know, I just went off, but
No, it's true, and, plus with, like, RFK rolling back all of the, like, FDA guidelines and stuff and, like, any type of, like,
Mhm.
monitoring or policing of,
Yeah.
like, what's in our food, our products, anything we consume and use on our bodies, it's like, yeah, it feels like they're well, they're punishing us for,
Yeah.
daring
For
not to spend our
daring to
money
have
on
some
them.
concern and
Yeah,
not believing their industry science that says that
yeah,
this is totally fine.
and it's like, it's taken, like, I feel like in advertising, there's always kind of this assumption that, like, the consumer is stupid, but it's kind of
Mhm.
taken that to a new level of, like, not only you're stupid, like, you don't know anything, like, we know about like, don't even question this, just spend your money, shut up,
Yeah. It's
just do
offensive.
it. Yeah, it's
You're not
offensive that
stupid,
you
it's
think you could
offensive that
question
you could
us.
question a
Yeah.
brand. Yeah. Okay, my next prediction is a big Americana aesthetics boom, timed to the 250th anniversary of 1776, the birth of American independence. Um, but yeah, I think just like around this, we're going to see a lot of Americana aesthetics. For some reason, what's jumping out to me is like Dolly Parton,
Mm,
classic bombshell, like 50s
mhm.
bombshell,
Sydney.
housewife reimagined, very Sydney Sweeney, 80s excess Americana.
Yeah, we're already in 80s for
Yeah, red,
sure.
white, blue, white skin, red lipstick, blonde, blonde,
Blue
blonde.
eyes.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Um, yeah, I don't really have much to add there except that I think
Interesting.
there's gonna be a little Americana.
Yeah, I mean, the time feels ripe. I hope it's a anti-Americana movement. I don't know. It's
Would
interesting
be
because of the
nice.
way people already feel about the American flag is so tainted.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing what like a subversive Americana aesthetic looks like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
I don't know really what
interesting.
that would be. It's funny because it's Americana is a weird one because it, like, absorbs everything. Like, to me, once upon a time, I would've said an anti-Americana aesthetic is like a Lana Del Rey where she's, like, taking these tropes
Mm,
and, like, subverting them and making them dark, but, like, Americana is so powerful, it just, like, reabsorbs everything back into itself, so it's, like,
yeah.
kind of impossible to have a
Well,
like, a
Americana
bizarro
is
Americana.
its own sort of, like,
Right.
hyperreality. It's an
Right.
imagined
It's already kind of like a
imagined thing
absorbing the dark. Yeah,
that
and
is
turning it into
completely erasing the actual history
yeah.
of America and its origins completely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, I have a couple that are linked. Basically, this was my year of big shapes.
Yes. Mhm.
Big,
Love it.
giant, geometric gowns on the red carpet, and, so out of that, I think we're gonna see, like, a couple things emerge. Like, one, I think we're just gonna go into the 2D, like, we've been in the 3D, and I think we're gonna start seeing, like, large, flat shapes. We've already kind of started
Mhm.
seeing them, like, kind of like large, flat
Yeah.
circles applied to the body. I think we'll see squares. I think we'll see
Time is
triangle.
a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. We're entering flatlands, that lovely Victorian novella.
Mhm.
And, yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna see kind of those shapes compressed and flattened, um and yeah, and also in a way kind of like taking up less space, I think, in the year to come than they have been. Although I don't know, I'd be interested to see how that melds with kind of what we said about fetish wear and like rendering the user like unable to move
Mhm.
themselves and like
Yeah.
artificially hindering yeah, their body's functionality. I think 2D shapes will be a part of that. And also out of the 2D shapes, we're also seeing I've said this a lot in my newsletter, but we're seeing a lot of stuff going on with shoulders.
Yeah.
Shoulders are getting pretty funky. This popped up maybe 2 years ago. We first got what I was calling crone shoulders, from Rick Owens, which, like, was a
Love that.
really pronounced kind of, like, bony protrusion up and out of the shoulder.
Mhm.
Really kind of what you would expect from, like, a fairy tale witch, a crone. And yeah, it was a little sinister. It was pretty dark, as Rick Owens tends to be, and also kind of a gesture, a death in a way, a death
Mhm.
gesture, like mortality,
Yeah.
aging. Yeah, and I think we're gonna continue to see we're seeing a lot more of that, just weird stuff going on with shoulder, like we're extending them super wide, or we're building them up from the shoulder straight to the jawline, so it's kind of a triangular shape, or yeah, all sorts of different accentuations and emphasis. I'm thinking about also Cynthia Erivo wore a Schiaparelli dress that just had like 2 round donuts, kind of like patent leather donuts setting atop the
Oh,
shoulder,
mhm,
kind of like an epaulette situation.
mhm.
And I think there's something there too. Just basically anything that isn't a normal shoulder shape, we're
Shoulder
embracing. And that
adornment.
too to me feels like hyper real adjacent, like kind of just pressing. It feels like all these attempts to like press against the like literal physical boundaries of our body and extend
Mhm,
them or morph them. And also like very, I mean, I guess I'll just get to my next one, which is I think there's something going on with proportions also, which I cannot. I keep saying this and I know that it's like super vague and no one really understands what I'm talking about because no one has my like sick freak mind. But there's just something going on with like shapes and sizing and all of these gestures towards like things that are intentionally unflattering and like manipulate the
mhm,
body in a way that's like not. I don't know, celebrity fashion is usually so focused on being sexy. Like sexy and tight
yeah,
and revealing and exposing, and all of these clothes gesture towards like obscuring, hiding,
mhm.
manipulating, extending in a way that's like decidedly unflattering, I think.
Okay, this is just coming to me now, and I don't know if there's anything there,
Yeah.
but the idea of, like, unflattering and obscuring, to me, what it brings up is, like, typical behavior of anorexics
Mm.
or bulimics,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking of disordered eating, I'm thinking of the focus on thinness,
Yeah.
where this focus on thinness, is more about control than sexiness,
Interesting.
and a lot of people who lose weight rapidly or in the midst of disorder are not showing off their bodies. They're not like, "Look how skinny I am." There's, like,
Right.
a lot of obscuring and protectiveness that goes on
Hmm.
there. So I don't know, I wonder if
Yeah,
there's
that's a
anything
very interesting point. I hadn't
there.
considered that before, but they're definitely, I mean, after the year of Ozempic we've had, I can
Right.
certainly see, and even the year of discourse we've had around celebrities' bodies and
Mhm,
celebrities eating through and projecting
mhm,
whether they are and are not having them. I can see this type of fashion even being kind of like a protective layer of like, don't look at my body, don't perceive my body, like don't speculate, whether you
mhm.
do have disordered eating or not. I can see that. It's similar in the padded bodies trend
Yeah.
is there's just gesture towards creating distance almost
Yeah.
between yourself and the viewer and like obscuring the body so that it can't be
Or even like
consumed.
a justification where it's like, "Look, I'm not trying to have the perfect body. I'm not trying to
I'm not trying
influence
to be
body
sexy and
standards.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm really thin, but I'm doing weird things and weird shapes and weird
Yeah.
shoulders and padding and, like, this isn't I'm not trying to be aspirational."
Hmm.
Sort of. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very interesting. I guess I'll give my two kind of the 2 most concrete examples that come to mind for me of this trend that I've seen recently. One is Jennifer Lawrence in this, Lee, the brand is Lii, Lee, I believe, skirt that it just has like a giant flap of fabric coming off the front of it. In the video,
I need to
you'll
look it
be
up.
looking at
Yeah.
it currently. We'll link out to it in the show notes, I guess, as well. But it's like a kangaroo, it's like a distended kangaroo pouch. Like she is wearing a black mini skirt, but then it's like,
I'm looking it up now.
a half circle of fabric kind of coming off the front and dangling loosely as though it's like a giant distended pocket that you could fit things in.
Oh, yes, I
Do you
like this. Yes.
you did find it, yeah.
Yes, I found it. I
But,
found it
to me,
yeah, I'm
there's
interested in it.
something there going on with, like, the proportion and the extension and dramatizing it.
Yeah.
So that's one, and then I guess the kind of simpler one that I've been thinking about a lot lately is Chloe Sevigny wore this Saint Laurent dress. I have no idea where she was, but it's like a bright green kind of mini dress, long sleeve, and it comes with these cranberry leather gloves. And then Kourtney Kardashian wore it for Christmas because it is extremely a Christmas dress. But there's something about the way it's cut where it it looks too big. Like, it's, like,
Mhm.
intentionally designed to be, like, oversized in, like, a super unflattering way. Like, it makes the body look very cylindrical. Not I wouldn't even say in, like, a cool way, like, a kind of, like, a unflattering way. And I don't know, I think That's very interesting, especially from a brand like Saint Laurent that for the past couple years, Anthony Vassarello has been like
Very sick.
so revealing, so focused on exposing the body. I mean, he was absolutely at the forefront of like the super nude year we had in 2023. Like all of his dresses were completely see-through, worn with thongs. Like,
Yeah.
if the tits are out, it is because of Anthony Vassarello. And I just think it's so interesting that he pivoted from kind of like super sexy to this year kind of doing adult babies, hardcore, like big grown up toddlers, and then these dresses that are kind of, unflattering to the body. Even when you see it on the runway on like a model's body, it's unflattering. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's tough to do, to be quite honest with you. It's tough to make a hanger look bad,
Yeah.
like a professional good looking person is looking bad in your clothes, like you're doing it on purpose,
Yeah, that's the intention. Yeah.
Anyway, so there's something going on with proportions, and I can't put my finger on it more specifically than that, but it will develop in the year to come, and hopefully I come up with a little buzzword for you for it.
Okay, speaking of buzzword,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to come up with what I want to call this, but I think the trend, and a lot of people have been predicting this, but not in the way that I want to talk about it. So it's like a backlash to the clean girl. We're seeing the messy girl. People are calling it the messy girl. But
my influence.
I know. But okay, with beauty, it's not mess. It's not mess. It's not
mess.
Real. It's curated chaos. It's like meticulous mess, make-believe mess. It is, I don't know.
That
We're
feels
going
adjacent
to
to the proportion
yeah,
thing, where it's like
yes, exactly.
controlled ugliness or something. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like we're going to see messier or grungier aesthetics as a backlash to the clean girl, but they won't actually be messy or grungy. They will be meticulous, carefully curated to look messy. I mean, it's the same thing as like effortlessness that requires effort, or high maintenance to be low maintenance, but just with like a slightly different aesthetic outcome. So people are going to be like very carefully curating this image of the anti-clean girl. In effect, really, we've completely absorbed all of the lessons of clean girl.
Yeah.
And we're just putting a different aesthetic spin on it. So I just like, I don't see people feeling free to be messy. And I'll put it in the show notes. I just saw a really interesting Instagram video of this, of someone who's like, I'm sick of clean girl. I want to be a mess. And they're putting all their makeup on in a really messy way, but then blending it in perfectly and making it like you still get the same contour and highlight and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, okay, you're making it look messy, but this is
Right.
very,
to get a clean result.
Very intentionally done. You're not allowing the mess to manifest as mess.
The first thing that I thought of, maybe you can tell me if this is in line with your vision or not, but the first thing I thought about was Sydney Sweeney, once again, at the GQ Men of the Year party, where she like did hair and makeup that was like, you could tell that it was supposed to be grunge. Like that was the vibe of it, but it was so controlled and perfect that I'm like, grunge doesn't look like that.
Yes, exactly.
Like she like put a bunch of gel in her hair so it's like crispy, crunchy, and then she like tight-lined her dark roots. She tight-lined her eyes with black eyeliner, but it's like not smudged at all. It's just like perfect. And I was like, and there's no blush to be. She's just so white and pale. And it's like, I get what you're going after, but like you kind of grunge had like a chaos and a reality to it.
Yes.
You know?
This is my next prediction: is politically coded aesthetics devoid of politics, like grunge, like punk, like goth. A lot of these.
As I wrote about that Sydney Sweeney look, it's very Nancy Grace. It's very Jenny McCarthy, which is a Republican coded aesthetic.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's so true. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of mimicking these like older aesthetics that grew out of political movements.
Yeah.
That grew out of like values-based movements, and we're just adopting the aesthetic of it because it looks cool. With none of the associated politics. It's like a very individualistic take on this rather than community signaling, which is how these aesthetics originally took off. Like you're not going to be able to look at someone who's doing the grunge makeup that Sydney Sweeney was doing in that look and be like, oh, we have something in common. I'm going to gravitate to you. We're part of the same movement. There's not going to be like a shared value set associated with the aesthetic.
That's very interesting. That's definitely something that I've thought about before in relationship to Vivienne Westwood, because
Mhm.
especially after her death,
Yeah.
and the way that her brand has been, I don't know, Gen Z loves her pearl necklaces. I don't know, the way that they've embraced her without kind of understanding who she was, or the
The
position that she
core.
held and her
Yeah.
values and stuff, and, like, what made her brand what it is, or even knowing that she, like, literally invented the punk aesthetic. Like, punks dress the way they dress because of Vivienne Westwood. That was,
Mhm.
like, a lifestyle, you know? I don't know, and her environmentalism and all of that has been completely divorced from her product, and yeah, as a luxury good, like, she is kind of
Mhm.
fully consumed as a luxury good now, minus any kind of the trappings that she brought along with it, and I think
Yeah,
that's gestures towards what you're talking about.
totally. I love the word divorce there too. That's exactly, it's like divorced from meaning, devoid of meaning.
Yeah, also, I'm not gonna remember, but something happened after she died where I don't remember the brand collaborated with another brand, or a particular person wore it or something, but it was just, like, the most, I don't know, the most anti, climate change
Yeah.
situation where you're just like, "She is rolling
Oh,
over in her
no.
grave
Oh,
right now." Like,
no.
this is everything she stood against, and it's, like, being, I don't know, co-opted in this way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that is such is the nature of movements like that. Any
Yeah.
sort of youth movement, any sort of, like,
Right.
countercultural thing has to be reabsorbed, and talk about
Mhm.
Baudrillard.
Very Baudrillardian.
One has to exist for the other to exist, you know? In an endless loop. My last trend prediction is just, I think we're gonna continue to see face obscuring techniques is kind of the best I
Mm,
can put it, and I
I
think
like
it's gonna take a couple of different forms. I was already thinking about it, obviously, because 'cause I've been egging Kim Kardashian on into hiding her face for, God, years now, years and years,
it
and
worked.
she's finally started to listen, and it's, like, not only in the traditional kinda way of, like, the Margiela masks, although I could see those coming back now that I feel like they've been long enough since, like, Kanye kinda brought them into the mainstream, in the Yeezus
Yeah.
era, that I think people could kind of return to those in a way that's divorced from him, because I think he kinda ruined them
Mhm.
for a lot of people for a long time, but they are incredibly beautiful. So I could see those coming back, and also likewise, Kim has been wearing these huge, huge Rick Owens, like, shield sunglasses that truly cover 3/4 of her face,
Mhm.
and I can see that too being used as kind of like, yeah, an obscuring tactic, and likewise what we talked about, I think it was last month, with Addison Rae's blindfold,
Yeah.
or this kind of denial of sight, this kind of denial of her sight being laid upon you as like a valuable object.
Mhm.
I can see, like, even a celebrity's appearance becoming like, you're denied even
Mhm.
their appearance in public, because that's something that's, like, they get paid for. Like, that's something
Right.
only for a paying customer or a magazine or a brand or whatever. And so it's kind of, yeah, creating exclusivity out of kind of the most common
Yeah.
moments. And then I also was thinking about this extra hard the other day, because Instagram served me this ad for this guy, Tomi Kono Wigs.
I don't know.
Incredible, incredible wig artist that I'm now super into. Apparently, so Tomi Kono, apparently they worked with Supreme when Supreme did that Margiela collab, and they released all those blonde wigs. I don't know if you recall.
Don't remember.
A blonde wig is like a signature of Margiela, has long
Mm.
been, and so when they collabed with Supreme, they sold these blonde wigs in, like, the branded plastic Margiela by Supreme bags, and apparently Tomokono is the one who made those wigs,
Oh.
according to their Instagram, yeah. And so I was thinking about him specifically in terms of this trend, because he created these wigs that, have bangs that go over almost the whole face, and then on top of the bangs is, like, airbrushed anime eyes.
Oh, whoa. Oh, you've been talking about that, I feel.
Yes, and so I include a picture in the video version, we'll link out to it in the show notes, but because it's kind of hard to imagine until you see it, but it truly looks like an airbrush face on top of the hair.
Cool.
And so it's like wearing a mask, but you could also, like, brush it to the side and there's your
Yeah.
real face, and I think there's something about, again, a little hyperreal in
Mhm.
there. And yeah, kind of, the like, reestablishing exclusivity
Mhm.
artificially.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think is part of the face obscuring thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
My next one is not necessarily obscuring, but sort of related. I think we're going to see a big comeback of oil blotting sheets.
They're long overdue. I got to tell you, as a girl who grew up on them, I can't
I know.
believe they're not more popular than
I
they
think we're
used
going to
to.
get them.
They used to rule over middle school with an iron fist.
I
I
had
don't know if people understand.
so many of those clean
Every
and clear
girl
oil
in the
absorbing.
world
Yes.
had them in her backpack, was using them in the middle of class. Like, you had to be blotting. Anyone who
You
was
had
anyone was
to
blotting.
be blotting. Always be
And you had to
blotting.
look at it after too, because you wanted to
Uh-huh.
see that they were like
How
see-through.
much oil? Yes.
And the paper goes from opaque to see-through with your oils. That
Mhm.
was like a very important part of it.
So important. I think this hits on so many little trends that are coming up that I would be so shocked if we didn't see a big oil blotting sheet come back. I'm thinking maybe from Starface, maybe
You're so
from
right.
Rode.
You're so right.
There's so many potential for accessories here, which were huge this year.
So
Carrying
right.
cases, even like a little card case, like a
Yep.
girl bossy card case for your
Yep.
oil blotting sheets.
Put it on the back of the phone.
Keychains. Yes, put it on the back of the phone. Put it on a keychain. Huge.
Yeah.
I also think it'll be part of the transition, the slow transition from glazed skin, porcelain doll skin to matte mannequin skin over the next couple years. I don't think we're going to see glazed go anywhere necessarily, but we're going to start seeing a little bit of backlash from too much shine, too much oil, too much wet. And the oil blotting sheet is going to be a big part of this.
I agree with you so much. And especially as everyone becomes like, what's the word for it? Like in front of camera entertainment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, as everyone
Yes.
becomes like the star of their own little show on
Totally.
the internet,
Mm-hmm.
I see blotting being more important than ever. You can't be shiny on screen.
Yes. That's such a great point. And then my last little prediction is pet nail care.
Oh, yeah.
There was a huge pet beauty boom this year. I just wrote about it for CNN the other week. The year the beauty industry made you its bitch. And I think we're going to get more of that. Thank you. I think we're going to expand outside of dogs and outside of shampoo and conditioner. And we're going to see a pet nail care come to the fore. Strengthening treatments for the nails, or even like a pet mani-pedi set that has like nail clippers or nail files, especially for dogs or cat nails.
Totally.
Maybe even nail polish if we're getting a little crazy.
Well, they already have you ever seen the nail caps that you can put on
Yes.
that are like colored, so it looks like your dog has but it protects their nails, I guess, from clawing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they say they do, but totally.
I think we're going to get like
that.
a luxury version of all of that.
Yes, luxury.
And those are my predictions so far.
I would like them to expand outside of traditional pets. Like, it's always cats and dogs, but it's never like a parrot or like a ferret or something.
Because there's just not enough money in it, you know?
But the people are out there. The people who own those pets are out there, and they like crave beauty for their pets. And I think we need to look at the full spectrum of pet realness and glamour.
There's not a lot for cats. There is not a lot.
There isn't as much for cats. Well, because they know that cats don't tolerate it.
Cats will not tolerate a bath.
Right. They fight back on all of the beauty care. You need a submissive dog just accepting the beauty.
Cats are kind of like an anti-beauty industry icon, an anti-grooming icon.
Absolutely. Also, inspiration for your year of being bitchier. Cats.
Yes. Oh.
They don't put up with shit.
I love this. I'm going to embody the cat. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all of our predictions thus far, right?
Thus far, but I'm always, new ones will develop as the year unfolds and my brain unfolds and begins working again post holidays.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like the beginning of the year is a bit of a corny and not very useful time to be doing all these predictions, but it's what one does. But of course, predictions come throughout the year, and we'll be delivering them.
Predictions. What can you do?
We love making
them. And we love to give them.
Should we do mess of the month? It's been a long episode, but I love to end with a little mess.
Squeeze a little mess in there. My mess of the month is once again Tom Brady.
He's so mad.
My king. He is so funny. His use of Instagram is so funny to me. I just can never get over it. You might recall that he was previously my mess of the month because after news broke in the tabloids that his ex-wife Gisele Bundchen was pregnant by her, like, what is he, her jujitsu trainer?
Jiu-jitsu trainer? Yeah.
Yes, and they were expecting their child. He posted the most divorced man Instagram story I've ever seen in my life, which was a beautiful sunset, which he set to the Fleetwood Mac song Landslide. And then he typed the lyrics, "Can the child within my heart rise above?" with like 3 hearts. Which is
Tom!
just the most divorced behavior I've ever seen in my life, and I'm obsessed. It's so funny. I love when celebrities just genuinely use their they genuinely are posting through it, like, it's not PR, it's not to sell you anything. They are just using it like an instant messenger away message from, like, 2006, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they are posting
Heartbreaking.
lyrics and their heart is breaking, and I love it. You might also recall Orlando Bloom did a fake version of this kind of
Yes.
recently when he broke
He
up
was
with
spawn-conning.
he was spawn-conning me for his Amazon miniseries or whatever the hell. Anyway, Tom did it again. He did it again, and I cannot believe that this is true. But basically, I think over the holidays we found out that Giselle got married to her jujitsu instructor.
Oh.
I can't even get through this. She got married to her jujitsu instructor, and on the day that we found out that she got married to her jujitsu instructor, Tom again posts a selfie of himself in a sweatshirt that says "Forever Young."
Okay. Okay,
And
Tom.
that's not so bad, but he set it to the song 1-800-273-8255 by Logic, which everyone knows is the suicide song because that's the suicide hotline number. And of course the song is about
Oh.
not committing suicide, but it is a song about
Okay, we need to
suicide.
safety check Tom
Everyone
Brady.
safety check Tom Brady. Everyone make
Oh.
sure he's okay.
I wonder if he got reported on Instagram for that
It's just such a
because
wild
there's a way
choice.
to be like, "I think this person needs
Right, this
help."
person might self-harm, like, I need to report. He surely got reported a million times that day because that is
Oh.
crazy work. That song isn't even, like, new or
No.
popular at this point. Like,
No.
it's just it's so strange, and it has nothing to do clearly with anything that he's posting. Like, he was just posting a weird selfie of his sweatshirt, like, "Tom, buddy, get into therapy, my dude." Like, stop using your Instagram as a way of, like, catharsis. Like, please just seek professional help. And it's like, you're also acting like you played no part in the demise of your marriage after
Right.
Giselle specifically asked you to quit football. You quit football and then you went right
I
back
went
to
back.
football.
What?
And
You
then
do
you
what you
just to
have.
quit a year later. You did this. You were part of
Oh.
this.
He knows it. He knows it.
He
He
knows it.
regrets it. He
He
regrets it.
regrets it. Yeah, clearly he really
He
regrets it.
really does. He knows he messed up.
I love it. That's just such a rarity to get content like this from a celebrity that just
Yeah.
feels so true and sad. I don't know. I appreciate his vulnerability on the web. This is actually turning me. I've grown up as a lifelong Tom Brady hater, and this is actually turning me towards him. So I guess it's good PR. Well done, Tom. You've
Yeah,
made me
great
like you.
job.
I've hated you my whole life. And this and
Just
the
needed a little vulnerability.
yeah, this and the docu-series where you're, like, so weird with your kids is honestly turning me into a fan, you
Pro
freak.
Brady. I have to start paying attention. I do follow him. You inspired me to start following him on
It's a
Instagram, but
fun follow.
his stuff never comes up for me. I guess I'm not on Instagram that often, so I
You gotta
haven't,
check in.
trained the algorithm to show me, but
Yeah, you gotta
I
check in
will.
on that guy.
I know, this is stuff that I can't be missing. My mess of the month is a little conspiracy theory of mine about the Jenner Kardashians. So,
Please.
Kris Jenner is in the midst of a press cycle right now where she's saying her nose is probably the only thing on my face that's real. So
I'm
it's like
obsessed.
it's cosmetic transparency of I've changed everything about my face except my nose.
But
My
it's also,
nose
like,
is real.
it's the ship of Theseus. Like, it's like the great philosophical
Mhm.
question of, like, if you replace every part of your face, is it still your face? I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I think about it. I, like, wake up thinking about this every day.
I need an essay from you on this. I need a deep dive into this question.
It's amazing.
My conspiracy theory, though, is that Chris's insistence on the reality of her nose is related to Kim's historic insistence on the reality of her nose, which I think is far more questionable. I think if you just look at pictures of Kim over the years,
her
nose seems to have shape-shifted over time. Two specifically have more of a resemblance to her mother's.
Interesting.
But she's consistently denied having any sort of surgery. She's even said things like, you'll see when I have kids, they're going to have the same nose as me. My nose is real. My nose is real. And I cannot for the life of me find this online. But I swear, if anybody remembers this, maybe you remember it, let me know.
Possible.
I swear at one point she was like, there's just a weird thing about all the women in my family. Our noses get smaller as we age. I swear she said that.
I don't remember that, but that sounds
I'm thinking, was that something she said while I was working at Whale Rock on the apps, on the Kardashian apps? Was that like
and that's all been wiped from the internet?
Information and it's just not out there because I heard it in a private conversation or something? But I'm scouring the internet for this. So if anyone remembers this, I would love
I'll keep a lookout
to hear. But I feel like, I feel like Kim's nose adjustments have been specifically to look more like Kris's in order to have this sort of like genetic component that she can lean back on and be like, no, my nose is totally real. And Kris's insistence that her nose is the only real thing on her face is part of this demand of Kim's.
That's very interesting. I'd also just like to point out that a classic Kardashian, what do I even call it? A piece of wordplay, I suppose, or like a trick, a sleight of hand that they use often is I never had a surgery on my nose. There are non-surgical nose jobs you can have. And they don't count that as having a surgery on. They do a lot of that kind of technical language where they're like, oh, well, I've never had
Botox.
Yes, I've never had liposuction. It's like, right, you had fat grafting. It's like technically the procedure was something different. And so you get to say like, well, I never did that. And to normal people who aren't like deep in the plastic surgery world and the lingo and the vernacular, they're like, oh, so she's natural. She never had it. No, they're not natural. They just specifically did not have that exact surgery done. Right. So when Kim says that she's never had surgery, maybe she hasn't. Maybe technically she hasn't, but maybe it's filler, maybe it's maybe it's something else. And also to me, the nose thing is interesting because I feel like that's a common thing that people point out on Khloe as well as her old nose as proof that OJ was her father. So it feels like racially coded as well.
Definitely.
And weird. Definitely. I don't know. And Khloe specifically has had a non-surgical nose job and documented it for something.
Right. And I think she's had a regular old nose job too.
Oh, I'm sure. Whatever. Yeah. But I specifically, for some reason, remember her documenting her non-surgical nose job and telling us about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this is inappropriate speculation on my end.
They certainly invite it.
Something happening.
They certainly leave the door wide open to such speculation. And they love to be talked about, so I don't think they'd be mad about it.
No, they're fine. They're fine. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the ep.
Yeah, people out there, please let me know if you think Kris Jenner gets to call it her face when nothing about her face is original. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And what a weird mental, I don't know, disconnect.
Yeah. Yeah.
To have a face that you've never had your entire life and to wake up every day as though that's your own. I don't know. This is very interesting to me, clearly.
It is. And I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear the people's thoughts.
Yeah.
If you liked this episode, chime in. Give us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or whatever. And yeah, we'll see you next month.
Yeah. See you as our many predictions unfold in the new year.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hot